Bored and I want to talk to people. So I'm waiting for when it's the appropriate time to text somebody. And the way I figure, I'll tell you when there's people that actually listen. Nobody fucking listening right now. And most likely, there isn't gonna be anything. Oh, it's not hot enough. Shit. It's the wrong game with the wrong chips. Your lips are tempting, they're the wrong lips. They're not her lips, but they're such tempting lips that it's alright with me. You can't know how happy I am that we met. I'm strangely attracted to you, girl. What up, Jess? Do you know what today is? Today is the 25th anniversary of A Day in the Life 4 TV set. 25th anniversary. That's why there's all this gray in here. Today, December 10th, was when we first showed that shit at Hard Road Cafe or whatever in Powell. Oh, somebody I'm trying so hard to forget. Damn! Goddamn right. So I'm waiting for the appropriate time to call or to text somebody. And I got an hour to kill. And I'm too nervous to do anything real productive. So I thought I'd talk to all the folks here at home. I'm gonna take my my microwave coffee. We're gonna go sit at the bar. Hang on here. This does feel like a day in the life, right? Boop. There we go. There's the inversion table. Saved my life. Love that thing. Now we're heading back to the bar. Doobie doop doop. Doobie 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 doop. Doobie doo doop. Doobie 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 doop. Doop. All right. Now how am I going to do this? Let me think here. Get these Clorox bleach things right here. Here we go. Enjoying the sun. It sure is a pretty day. Los Angeles. What are you doing, Jess? Yeah, see, it's gonna be real boring if you don't write back. Fuck, it's bright as shit. Yeah, we might have to go somewhere else. You're working? What up? Oh, I'm gonna say her fucking name wrong. God damn it. Koya. Kiwa, Kaya, Kayuya. Fuck, how do you say your name? I just read things too literally, my brother, and I can't fucking remember how to say your name. Ciao. Kaya Quattro. No, it's not. It's Kuya. Kuya Quattro. I do not have a lot of Filipino friends. Actually, no, I do. But they got normal names, dog. Kuya. What? Kuya Quattro. That fucking you messes me up, dog. Like, just every time it messes me up. Booyah Quattro. Booyah Kuya. Jess Kuya is another VR filmmaker. Made an awesome music video where it feels like you're all up in there with this lady. It's nice. I am trying to figure out the appropriate time to contact my contact. The earliest he contacted me was 10:30. It isn't even 9 yet. But depending on what this guy says, changed my whole goddamn life. Yeah, my mom in VR, that was rough. That was funny, though. It was rough. I showed my mom VR porn in like 2016, and it was funny. Still one of my favorites. All right. See ya, Kuya. This is fun. I should do this more often. But then it gets saved to my YouTube channel, and I'm like, well, that's not part of the journey. I do quick edited shit. Like this is long and boring. So, man, ain't that a motherfucker? I gotta shave this. Kuya also just had a baby this year. So his time management is a little more difficult, as we all remember. Dooby-doop-doo. Hey, look. Adam and the Trinitrons. Hey, look, 4 TVs. That's what hung on our bedpost. It's really weird for Jess to be on here. 25-year anniversary of all this shit. It's kind of crazy. Although that was November 3rd, 1998. A little different. A little different. Jesus Christ, the 90s were 30 years ago. Like the meat of the 90s was 30 years ago. Whew. Yeah, well, it happens. It happens. All right. Okay, we got 6. If you guys don't start talking, I can't talk back. Doobie-doop-doo. 6 people. My dad showed me 14. Like 20. Oh, geez. Okay. My God, Deuce Matt, you're making me feel unbelievably ancient. Who's your dad? God, Lord, good Lord. My back is amazing, and I'm going to show you right now why it's so amazing. Look at this coolness. Cute, Jess. Hey, see this thing? This is an inversion table. All right, you step on that, or you lock yourself into this thing, and you swing yourself upside down, whee, like that. And I did that a couple times a day for about 4 or 5 days, and literally everything went away. It's magic. Like, my back's fine. I took an MRI after that, and I still had a herniated disc, but it was not like it was. So now it's just core strengthening. I guess I've just been editing too much and haven't been lifting and doing construction shit. So, but yeah, now I'm fine. Yeah, dude, that thing cost $135. It was the greatest $135 I've ever spent in my life. I went from literally being in more pain than I've ever understood you could be in pain. Like I had a whole new understanding on like actual chronic pain. I was like, oh shit, I'd like to eat a gun. Oh my God, how do fucking people do this? To fine, I'm fine now. The problem is that what caused it was so innocuous. I literally leaned over. I wasn't straining. I wasn't picking anything heavy up. I just leaned over. I was leaning over a bunch because I was playing with kids and shit. But that's it. That's all I did, man. And I talked to the physical therapist guy, and he goes, yeah. And I'm like, but I didn't do this, and I've always been really good. I have core muscles. I'm a construction guy. I do all this kind of stuff. And I said, but all I did was lean over. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, it's 50, isn't it? He's like, yeah, it's 50. That's what happens. Like, you just get to this age, and life sucks. You just fucking happens. And you can do this, or you can eat that, or you can, he goes, but yeah. It's like, well, great. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. So yeah, that's how my goddamn back is going. I'm great. But wait, Deuce Matt, how the hell still making stuff? God damn it. I make 2 videos a week, every week, 25 years. That's what I do. 25 years. Jesus Christ. Coming up on the 25th anniversary. But if you're wondering right now, I'm waiting. I'm texting some dude that I had a meeting with. Lose VR Corner. Heck yeah, man. I'm single-handedly pushing VR 180 into the future. Trying anyway. We are really close to some big shit. I mean, my stated goal is one of these massive companies has to be the one that releases the format, right? It doesn't help us if Apple does shit and keeps it behind their wall and Meta. Like, no, we need like the LA Lakers to do something. We need NBA to do something. We need, and it needs to be consistent. I have a meeting in New York with FanDuel, January 8th, I think, and that company, that'd be great. It's got all these regions. If they committed to a weekly shoot and daily content just going out, so people always knew they could put on their headset and they backed it, that's when this thing just spins out of control. Problem is, right now the only people doing it are Meta and hobbyists and Apple, of course. And the hobbyists, it's just not good quality. And Meta, everything is static. No one's moving the camera. It's boring. Like, I think X Stadium is the most boring app that's ever been. I don't know how anybody sits through a whole game like that. I want to see the stories. I want that personal experience. That LeBron footage, motherfucker, you're standing there with him and walking down the hallway with him, and it is just the most gasp-inducing shit ever. That's what's gonna make this work, you know. So there you go. But yeah, you do it, Lou's VR Corner, and yeah, I'm not in VR 180 right now, but that's good. Sometimes you just want to take that headset off. Believe me. Ooh, if you're into walkabout mini golf, they did a new Christmas course. Fucking awesome. You get to go up inside a Christmas tree or this little dude, and it's awesome. Me and Cam played it last night. Good times. Until he got really pissed. And then it was not a good time. So yeah. Thank you, Terry. Terrified. That's what it says. That's cute. Yeah, I saw the MMA stuff. The camera's static. And I don't believe it was 180 or 3D. Dude, I turned on Meta thinking, oh, perfect, MMA, real close, this will be awesome. Like, I shot Lucha Libre at SoFi in VR 180 from the actual ring. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. Go find it. Go look up YouTube VR Lucha Libre Adam Kontras. In the headset at 8K, you're seeing these guys. Some guy comes over my back. It's insane. That's the way it should be shot. If it isn't three-dimensional, it's worthless. And no offense to the 360 people, but you're wasting bandwidth behind you. This is more than enough. At no point are you going, this should, stop. We need the processing power. We need the bandwidth. We need the resolution. Yeah, it clearly is. Listen, Apple has denoted we are making the best stuff. It is VR 180. And that's it. They've already said it. Unfortunately, Meta still has mono stuff up there where it's only like one eye and 360 stuff that's extremely blurry. Like, they need to curate the content. 8K 60 has to be the floor. It has to be the floor. And then you work your way up. Fuck, Apple's cameras are 16K 90. Come on. So that's how I feel about it. Lou's VR Corner. Who are you on? Have I seen your stuff? I'm not sure who you are on DOVR or whatever, but give me your DO stuff. I'll go check your stuff out. And I'll be kind. Maybe. I'm not always kind. I try to be kind. I'm kind to the plight of making this shit. Because it's hard. It's really fucking hard. But so few people really put time and effort in it. Is it the MMA 4K? 2K and I. Well, I mean, Terrified, you've seen my Rams footage, right? In VR 180? It is pretty good. I can link you to a 15-minute version where you see like the sport from the sidelines, and I do a picture-in-picture thing. The 15-minute version, shit, there's a 30-minute version. And yeah, if you do it from the perspective of being a player and you're on the sidelines, and then if any big play happens, you put it up flat. It, you know, as long as you have that foreground of like Aaron Donald sweating and like you're like, then it kind of feels cool. Or when I was in the end zone and I was able to get the goalpost. So you get that feeling, and then it does look like distance. And then we almost had a touchdown come to me. That kind of works. For highlights, it kind of works. But you're never going to watch a game like that. You never should watch a game like that. It doesn't make sense to watch a game like that. But the pregame stuff and the stories behind the game and oh my God. That's the shit. You know, that's where you feel super, super virtually present. And I don't hate 360. Well, I hate that it's confused the market. I think what a lot of the 360 people need to understand, Thomas Hayden, who I love, I think he's awesome. And I completely appreciate the amount of pioneering work. Listen, I get it. These guys bought all this fucking equipment. And they're like, 363, like, I get it. I get it. If something else came along and I'm doing VR 180, like spatial video, I'm talking shit about spatial video. I like VR 180. But the problem with 360 is that all of these companies I'm dealing with, they dealt with 360. And they bought into 360 and they got cranked. Specifically in the NFL. NFL really bought into 360. Yes, UFC, I don't know. Look at my Lucha Libre footage and there's a difference. I'm going to look up this UFC stuff, but what I saw was awful. I was like, this looks awful. The Lucha Libre stuff that I put together is like, it made me hold my breath. Now, maybe it's because my camera was better. I don't know why, but this is the one case where quality really, 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 really matters. But anyway, on the 360 thing, I'd go into these meetings and it was almost like trying to be a boy band after New Kids on the Block. And everybody's like, yeah, fuck you. It's like, no. This is different. And they're like, we got burned with 360 because there was no audience retention. You know, they did this whole thing with Tom Brady at the Super Bowl, 360, whatever. Like, people watched it once and were like, And that was it. And they lost a fortune. They spent so much money because there is no retention. It's neat for a second. It's cooler on your phone. 360 is awesome on your phone. You'd be like, that's cool. It's like a cool toy. But in a headset, nope. Not for video. For video games, yes, because you can walk around. But in a headset, you need to be seated. You need to be comfortable. And this is about all you need to do. And in fact, it should all be pretty much focused there. Right in front of you. So, but yeah, you could do, quality-wise, I think you're right, you could do UFC because it's so close. It's such a small ring. And then you just cut from the four things. The Lucha Libre ring was even smaller because it was like at a halftime show, right? So it was like they rolled out this little, I mean, it was crazy small. Like it was too small. And yeah, every once in a while when I'm down about how shit's going, I throw that shit on. I watched that Lucha Libre one. I'm like, Jesus Christ. The cool thing about the Lucha Libre thing is, second, third time you watch it, just look around you. You're in the middle of a coliseum. You're just like, whoa. And it's just, you know, especially because there's no edits. It's just this, you just sit there for 5 or 10 minutes and you're just like, that's the gorgeousness of this format. Is the ability to just be present and not necessarily have it go like this. Unfortunately, for all my reels, it's got to go like this because I'm in the meetings with, you know, these executives that don't have any time. All right, 9:07. Maybe I can text this guy. I'm going to text this guy at 10. I'm going to get to the 10 o'clock hour. I'm supposed to be meeting Pete Carroll and Steve Ballmer Thursday. Like big shit. Like big shit. So and if it's Ballmer, I got all this work to do, but it might not be. But then there's like some interpersonal logistical shit. Well, don't show them this, but show them this and show them that. And for Christ's sake, dude. You guys aren't talking as much as me. That makes this hard. Bow. Although I clearly have the ability to talk by myself. 610 WTVN. I used to do this for 6 hours a night, overnights, talking to myself. God, how the fuck did I do that at 19? The fuck did I have to talk about? Jesus Christ. That is crazy. I mean, Vienna turns 19 in 2029. Could she do that? I don't know if she could. Anyway, wait, no, she doesn't. 2031. Need to drop it. Appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate you dropping it. Thank you, man. Lose VR corner. Ooh, I can play with this stuff right here. Ooh, I have a retouch on. Do I look prettier? Didn't take any of that gray out. All right, that's retouch. Retouch off. I look exactly the same. Let me find some wrinkles here. Here's my wrinkles. Retouch off. Retouch on. It's not doing much for me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess, it's kind of smoothing me out a little bit. Hang on. And retouch off. Yeah, a little bit. I think this is more for girls, man, because I think guys look better with a little more fucking, like I'm proud of this shit, dude. That's what makes me me. Girls, for some reason, we want girls to look like you're fucking 16 the rest of their life. I don't understand that either. But it certainly isn't getting rid of this thing. Okay, retouch off, retouch on. Looks exactly the fucking same to me. Maybe it looks different to you guys. Boy, look at that thing. Where'd that come from? Jesus Christ. Ooh, that's rough. That is a line, dog. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Awesome. Something else to think of. Have you tried filming amateur matches first? Amateur matches of what? I've already filmed the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, the MLB. Like I'm in there. I've already done it. I mean, I've shot the top of the top of the top. The issue now is money. What's going to get people in a headset? And obviously, if you've already shot, LeBron James and the Clippers at the Intuit Dome and all this crazy, like I already shot all this shit, right? Now it's getting them to release it. We need them to release it. Anything below that is certainly not going to have the budget. I mean, that's the issue. It's budget. It's money. And then I'm finding out, like with the Lakers, I talked to one of their consultants from a few years back. That's who I'm actually waiting to text. And he's like, listen, man, your LeBron footage is amazing, but they don't need it. They're the Lakers. They're royalty. They don't need to do anything. They get all the free agents. They get all the TV deals. They get all the money. They don't need to do anything extra. He goes, the Clippers, however, oh boy. All they're trying to do is beat them Lakers. So it's like, you make good point. So, yeah, that's how that's going. Listen, it's not that I'm looking for interesting things to shoot. It's that I'm giving all this away for free. I've done 35 VR logs for nothing. I mean, I made a couple $100 on DOVR, but like this is not the contracts I'm talking about with FanDuel. I mean, it's tens of thousands. Like it's a big. The Super Bowl shoot was $30,000 for one shoot. Actual money that could actually pay my bills, actually make this a company. Finding sport to shoot, that's easy. I'm focused where the money is, just like it has nothing to do with, I don't want to do porn because it's boring, and That's where the money is right now. But there's also no filming technique involved in porn. You set up the camera and action. Like, that's it. That's not where the future of this is going to go. In order for this to go mainstream, you have to find a group of rabid people willing to pay for content. Only people willing to pay for content are rabid sports fans or porn, unfortunately, right now, for video content. Or, like with Apple, they're doing, their videos cost $1 million a minute. Like, they're going way overboard, like 10 cameras, flying things huge. And that's great. That's like the Marvel movies of stuff. But I'm focused on what is going to get people to pay $10 a month or to come back, And if you knew, oh no, I'm just saying that I'm focused where the money is, and the only place making money right now on this format is porn. It just is, It's just like a hierarchy of needs, and that's how every video format has ever moved from the beginning of time, or beginning of video. That's why DVDs won out. That's why Blu-ray won out. That's why there's even video on the internet. It's because of porn. It's all because of porn. So porn figured this format out. It's awesome. But in order for it to get past that, we need everybody to agree it's VR 180. Right? So I'm doing my part by somehow getting access to the biggest celebrities and sports, and it's still a problem. I imagine there's other VR filmmakers out there that go, boy, all I need is access to an NBA game or LeBron James or whatever. I'm like, oh, I've gotten it. And I've shown it to the people, and they're all like, holy shit, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And we still wait, because it does require like an entire corporation to go, we're going to do this. Boom. So, yeah, it's a matter of time. Matter of time. That's what I keep telling myself. All right, let's jump on here. We got Terrified and Jess. We got two other people that aren't talking. Ooh, what's this button do? Highlight saved to your channel as unlisted item. Fuck, I didn't want to do that at all. Have you seen any interest in live concerts or something like that? You might have talked about it already, but I think I'd be something to pay for. Absolutely. So, Meta has done a bunch of live. They're not live. Live is a little harder quality-wise. The issue I've had with all the concerts that I've seen is you can't imagine, even if you have 4 cameras up, how boring a static shot is. We are conditioned when we sit in front of our TV and watch TV. It's just nice close-ups. You see a bunch of stuff. The bottom line is from a static shot, even at stage level, you still kind of want to see, like, you're like, oh, this is as close. Okay. It's kind of like being at a concert. But even at a concert, you see the big screens, and I've found it missing. However, what I was able to shoot with Hanson, that was different because you were backstage with them. You were there for their sound check. When the encore happened, right? They come off stage, you come off stage with them, they're talking, they're holding their kid, whatever, and then they run back on stage, and then I did have some shots where you saw, like, I can make a great 10-15 minute presentation of music, sure. Live, man, I don't think it works. You'd have to have somebody on stage. It doesn't work like you're sitting in a concert, at least in somebody might prove me wrong. But I haven't found one I liked. The second it's static and you're stuck, it's hard, man. So Amaze VR, they changed the static shots, right? But the shots, the cameras don't move themselves, but they change it, right? If I'm thinking of the same thing, like the iHeartRadio series on Meta TV, I think that's done by Amaze VR. No. Wrong. All right, well, tell me what it is. Hugh Ho did something that was cool because it was a controlled studio setting, so it could go right up into the people. All right, I will look up Amaze VR. I always want to see what cool people are doing. It's different. It has camera movement. All right. Was it a controlled environment, or was it live with a crowd there? Because then you'd need, this is what I was talking about with Hanson when they were in LA, was that they needed to, it would be really cool if for one song they said, and now we're bringing VR on, right? And everybody cheers and you walk onto the stage with them, and it's like a little 3-minute thing where you get to walk around while they're doing a song. The crowd says hi to you. That would be a cool moment, right? But obviously you can't do the whole show like that. Oh, the CGI backgrounds. I've seen that stuff. Yes. CGI immediately makes me not feel present, but it is kind of cool. But I'm weird. Like the stuff I was talking about with Ringo's people. Like, I just want to be in the room with Ringo while he sits down, knocks out a couple songs. You sit and you're right by the drums, and that's about it. I think that's the stuff that'll live forever. You could watch it 50 times and it would still be, holy shit, I'm here with Ringo. That's why I just did the Paul thing. Remember Paul does this whenever he does an interview? Ringo. That's what's so cool about the podcast to me, is that after a few minutes you're sitting with the people. I watched the one with my dad, and it makes me all like, it's weird because it's like, holy shit, my dad's not going to be here forever. So it's so cool to be able to do that. But I am weird. I don't know if I'm weird or if I'm right. I might be wrong and completely weird. So I'm not sure. I think the interpersonal close stuff, I think that has more legs. Until these headsets are a lot smaller, just a pair of glasses, it's just too fucking cumbersome to sit for an hour and a half movie or concert. Just my 2 cents. Might also because I work in the headsets all the time, and I just, it's funny. Like I'm as annoyed with headsets as most of the public is. But like every single time I watch that sports reel or some of the sports stuff I've done, or even some of the day in your life stuff where you're really close to the people and it's telling a story about their life, that shit blows my mind. The trip to New York I took with my kids, and they're running underneath me because it was 2 years ago, and they're so much smaller, and you're like, Jesus Christ, I'll watch that forever. Or I'm still completely enamored with when you bring objects into a 3D space and it all just floats there because it feels like magic. Those little touches, that's the key to me. A live event, man, I either want to be there, or if I'm not going to be there, I want to see it produced, like the Eras Tour, the Taylor Swift movie. That was cool. I love that. But if you were able to give me a headset and I was in the crowd, that would bore the living fuck out of me. It'd bore the fuck out of me. I want to see the close-up shots. I want to feel a connection. I feel a connection when we're really close. That's kind of how that works. Otherwise, I get bored. I just get bored. Again, you follow the porn. Why does porn work? Because it's intimate. It feels like they're sitting there with you. It's creepy. It's like, Jesus Christ. Same thing. It's the exact same thing. This proves how shadow banned my channel's been for all these years. Got 3,500 subscribers, and it's like no one sees anything. You don't see it. I don't know how you would see it, but no one sees anything unless they search for it on my YouTube channel. So I'm also not monetized, and I got a bunch of strikes against me and all sorts of shit. Whatever. Oh, 25th anniversary. Good Lord. I'm old. Filters? What kind of filters? There's filters? I didn't know there were filters. I've been doing everything by hand. I'm assuming you're meaning like color grading? Not being able to hide 360. What? Ouch. Oh, the filters on the pages themselves. Yeah, like Meta TV, of course. Oh my God. No, I had the only meeting I had with Meta was like, holy shit, why isn't all your stuff stereo? And will you stop pushing 360? I even gave Hugh Ho a bunch of shit about that. And he's like, listen, man, I'm just an influencer. Like, I'm going to take all the cameras and I'm going to test them and I'm going to show, like, that's how I make my living. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, but like you make something cool in VR 180 and then the next 10 videos are 360 and it's like you get the most out of the cameras, but it's an awful experience. And it's because we're so, the immersive video is so confused right now. You know, you have a bad experience with VR video, you're done. I remember before I had these cameras, I would look at it and be like, God, this is fucking awful. I'd look around like, Jesus Christ, I'm not doing that again. Yeah, that's a big problem, you know? And I argue with the people at DOVR all the time. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're putting every single thing possible up there. Almost all of it is bad because it's not professional. And that's fine. There needs to be a place for that, but that can't be the opening home screen. Like, goddamn, you got people that finally downloaded your app and they're in. It should be all the absolute highest quality, best shit ever. Period. You know, I'm like, you guys literally have the Universal Back to the Future ride on there, right? Like, it's on your site. Nobody can find it. That should be front page. And I'm not just saying it because it's mine. I'm saying it because it was really, it took me over 400 hours to make that piece by piece, not CG at all. I built that thing. I frame by frame. Like, it's a crazy amount of work that I did for that. Nobody can find it. You know. And yeah, the dancing girls, like, Jesus Christ, enough. God damn it. And I'm not saying don't do dancing girls. Just make it something somebody has to look for. Because trust me, their dicks are going to look for that. But the front page needs to be family fun, age appropriate, just highest quality possible. AK60 is the floor. The absolute best of the best of the best. Period. And it needs to stay there until the next best thing comes along. And then that'll replace it. There should be 20 options of the best stuff you can possibly see. And you should not be able to find anything else. And then somebody should be watching all the videos coming in. And the moment you see one that matches that quality, okay, now you start changing them out. Those top 20, that curated first page is a really big deal. And now, unless you are premium, they gimp everything to 2K. I think that's what they do. Or you got to log in or something. Like, Jesus Christ, these fucking barriers to entry are making me crazy. Stop with the barriers to entry. So, but yeah, the naked girls or dancing girls thing is the only place where a lower quality doesn't really matter as much, you know? Yes. I've gotten really good at avoiding it, but yes. I mean, I've got my own set of rules on how to handle the camera or how to handle the edits or how long to let people sit with something. You can move forward and backward pretty good, but it's still got to be really slow. Obviously, no left and right movement. But in general, just any movement where your body's not moving can give some people motion sickness. My wife seems to have horrible motion sickness. So she's like my canary in a coal mine. I'm like, hey, watch this. What's this do for you? And if she is rolling around on the floor sick, I'm like, okay, I got to go back and edit that. But it's been a couple years since that. I kind of got it now. I kind of figured out all the ways to do it. But shit, there's people that even watching a static video can get motion sickness. Jess probably. I remember her saying that. Jess, you got motion sickness at Beat Saber. Like, You're literally standing still and hitting blocks. So, you know, it's something that we're all going to have to accept. Not everybody's going to be able to do VR, you know? I still think Walkabout Mini Golf for you, Jess, would be a little easier because literally nothing moves in that game. You're the only thing that moves. You literally make a little space and you can walk around and putt, and there is absolutely no movement that isn't you. That's how you usually get around it. Beat Saber, there is shit flying at you, and that can be overwhelming. Yeah, I can't even watch a first-person shooter. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some VR videos that are less motion sickness inducing than first-person shooters. Shit, sometimes if I'm watching Cam play a first-person shooter, I get a little woozy, because. But yeah, the trick for you, Jess, for sure. I've never heard anybody getting motion sickness at Walkabout Mini Golf, for sure. Because again, your movement, you hit a button and it just, you see a little circle and then you let go and you're there. There's no forward movement. And shit, you saw my VR 180 reel, Jess, and you seemed okay with that, if I remember correctly. I have it back and forth. It just depends. If I get in the roll of it, I'm okay. I can't do VR roller coasters anymore. It might be an age thing. It was 5 or 6 minutes, man. I don't know. But my motion sickness changed in my late 30s. Everything started to switch, and I started to feel like I got on a swing. Oh, fuck, Jess knows this too. I got on a swing, started swinging, and was sick for 3 hours. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I can do roller coasters, no problem. We did roller coasters all summer at Six Flags, had no problem there. Yeah, the Back to the Future ride, but that sweet. Just got a water mushroom and pick, which me and Talia, pretty fucking exciting. Sorry, Jess, but I've been. Yeah, no, it's my fault because I get random like SOS no service shit, and now I got to go back to my Pikmin. Got to get back to work. Good. All right, Matt. Seabus and the hizzy. Back for good now, so it's just me and Jess. I understand. Doo-ba-doo-doo. All right, can you see me now? Can you hear me now? I don't know if you can hear me. You're probably working and you cannot write to me. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it. What the fuck? Oh, that's why. Doo-ba-doo. The Sopranos. Okay. I don't know who can see this. Doo-ba-doo-doo-ba-doo-doo. Probably make it a little more enticing, lighted wise. Go. Was that how you're gonna work? Sucks ass. I don't know who's on here. Ba ba da ba da ba 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 da da bo. Everything just goes black whenever I get a call. Fucking hell. Oh, you better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming in your mouth. Oh, fuck. He's making a list. Checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bow. Sees you when you're sleeping. That bitch knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So you better be good for goodness sake. Go, better watch out. Boo, you better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming tonight. Do. All right, well, if you gotta go, Jess, I understand. I feel like you feel indebted. She's like, well, fuck, everybody else has left him. I want to know who Deuce Matt was and whose dad showed him fucking 4 TVs. 20. It makes me feel so fucking old. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah, I got all the Beatles cartoons. Got the Surprises. All right. He sees you when you're sleeping. You know you're awake. Amazon deleted 1984. What? All right. Nobody's talking, so I don't know what to say. I can text my dude in about 20 minutes and not look like I've been waiting for a full day to text him because I don't know what to do otherwise. No, what's the Gracia app? Gracias. What is this app you speak of, Terrified? What I got, guys? What I got? I'm putting this up on my wall of VR shit, right? Look at that old school Power Glove, man. Very excited. It's gonna go up there somewhere next to my plaque. Oh, volumetric videos. Those seem interesting. However, the problem is you have to get up. And while cool and exciting, and I love technology, and that'd be a cool way to document things, I am a big believer in people are lazy, and for something to actually work, I think they're gonna want the option to just sit down with some popcorn and watch. Just say, it's neat for like a museum. It's cool for an amusement park. You know, I love just the idea of it. It's kind of crazy. Oh, you can make it like a little tiny. Oh, like what was that little match girl? Alimeta or whatever. That VR thing where you stood in front of it and looked around. The little girl The CG, that was cool as fuck. Yeah, that's cool. I'll check that out. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure sports will be watched that way, where you just put it on a thing in front of you. But I'm still gonna argue that will be a secondary piece to the big screen. You'll have the big screen. Again, people like to do other things while they're watching sports. They like to have their phone. They like to do it. You know what I mean? It's just my personal opinion. But yes, I've thought of, the Apple showed it. In AR, you'd have like the whole arena on your coffee table, and you can watch it like that, and you watch it. That's neat, sure. But the second you got to go in there and stretch something to get this angle and then to get this, it's like, dude, I need it all to be directed. I want it all to be done for me. I ain't working. I don't want to work when I watch entertainment. I don't want to work. I've accepted working in VR, sure. But for a film or for live, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Just want you to direct me where I'm supposed to look. Doobity boop 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 boop. I'm looking up Gracia right now. .ai. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that crazy shit. Well, that's fucking badass, dude. I'm impressed. I'm watching this shit right now. Oh, what a pain in the ass to shoot. Oh my God. All right. Wow, this is fucking cool. For some things, absolutely. Like the cooking demo is pretty nifty, especially since you could put your own. Yeah, right. You could put like your own cutting board there and cut with this dude, like this thing right here. Actually, fuck that. I can't see what I'm doing. So like that's cool. I'm with you. I completely understand it. When it comes to a narrative or storytelling, that's when it gets a little hinky, and you're gonna lose some talented directors who are like, I think people underestimate how important it is to be able to direct your viewer when telling a story. 180's pushing it, man. I mean, that's pushing it. Like that takes a lot of work to think about where they might be looking, and but you can do it with the correct camera movements and lighting and so on and so forth. And at least it makes it immersive. With 360, it's almost impossible because you never know when somebody's looking behind them. And with this, first of all, when will that ever be a reasonable thing to shoot? It's cool that it's done. It's like going to an amusement park. It's awesome. But like for documentary reality, like when will that ever be something that you can shoot? I can only imagine the studio you would need to pull this off. Yeah, I'm gonna download this shit and play with it for sure. Gracia. Good shit. Yeah, the DOVR people have been talking about this a bunch. So But God, it's already hard to shoot some of this immersive stuff. I mean, listen, you're pushing the limits, man. I like that. I like people pushing the limits. It makes sense for photogrammetry, of course. Absolutely. Photogrammetry is unfucking believably incredible. What I love about photogrammetry is you've accepted that you're not telling a narrative, right? You just cover the whole space, and then as the viewer, you get to choose the story. It's like choose your own adventure. I dig photogrammetry. It gets a little more difficult when it's video because a video that's not directed is tough to sit through. It gets boring really, really quick, especially in the age of short attention spans. You have to be able to direct people through something. My 2 cents, what it's fucking worth. All right, I think I'm gonna let all you guys off the hook who clearly feel as if you need to support me at this point. Telling a story can be harder, but some games have tried. Yeah, now games are different because you have a goal and you're looking for the next piece. That's I mean, I guess if you did photogrammetry where you went somewhere and you knew it would trigger the next. Gaming to me is completely different because you've already put on the headset like I'm about to go on and I'm about to do something, right? Yeah, I've played some of those narrative games and they're fun as fucking hell, right? Like shit, even Half-Life Alyx is like set pieces of stories and you're going through and you're doing things and you're in the mode of searching. I dig that. Film to me or video to me, I guess there's a place for it, but we haven't even nailed just regular narrative filmmaking yet, right? And like I feel like in order for this to be mainstream, you have to produce something that makes people go, I would like to do that again, and just sit there. Like it needs to be part of the routine. It's why the thing with FanDuel is exciting to me because, like, okay, listen, if every couple days you're putting on your headset, or if every week you put on your headset, there's going to be 5 pieces of content you haven't seen before, and they're all going to be cut a certain way, it's all going to be narrative driven, and you're going to feel like you've experienced something. Now we're there. Now we got something. Until that happens, it's hard to do all these one-off cool things and make it feel like it's worth putting the headset back on for. That's my concerns. How do you make people feel like getting in the headset every single day or every other day? There's got to be something that draws them back in. And I can't tell you how many people buy those headsets and they just sit there and there's nothing in them. Like they collect dust. Now, if you're like super addicted to porn, I guess maybe that's a reason you would do it. But other than that, there just isn't anything that draws me back. I'm in the industry and I jump on DOVR all the time trying to find new stuff and I'm disappointed constantly. Every once in a while there's something that's cool. And then I write to that guy. I'm like, hey, way to go. That's awesome. And I don't blame them because it's just a bunch of hobbyists that just got this fucking expensive camera. They're camera geeks. I get it. I'm a camera geek. They just bought a camera and they started shooting shit and they went like, oh, look what I did. But boy, there's a big difference between that and actually telling a story or narratives. With 135 videos that I've done, every one of them, I guess other than podcasts, but even podcasts, I got to lay stuff in to tell a story. They're all narrative driven. They're all, they're all narrative driven. Like they're telling this long journey of trying to get virtual presence into the mainstream. So anyway, I'm gonna text my dude. Hopefully this moves the story forward, and it's not in a bad way. Because every second I'm expecting a text and a phone call that says, "Oh yeah, everything you heard last week, gone. Not gonna happen." So, all right. Wish me luck, everybody. Thank you for placating me for this long, and I'll be back.